I'm sure that
That terrible sound, the blast that forever changed the town west in McLennan County, just north of Waco. It happened 1 year ago tomorrow. Tomorrow there'll be a memorial observance for that 1 year anniversary of the fire and deadly explosion at the West fertilizer plant. Some 200 homes were damaged or destroyed. 15 lives were lost, 12 of them brave first responders. In West tonight, KXAN's David Scott reports the work goes on to rebuild for those lucky enough to have survived.
More than 200 rebuilding permits have been issued. 28 families have moved back home over this past year. Suzanne Hack heads the long-term recovery effort, an estate lawyer now rebuilding estates. She leaves her husband and 5 kids in Waco every day to oversee other volunteers.
We had groups from all over the state, all over the nation join us throughout March to volunteer to help rebuild.
The construction manager, John Raymer, a Floridian who left his family to work on Louisiana hurricane and Alabama tornado recoveries, is now here in West.
I think we're ahead of the curve. I really do, because Birmingham's still rebuilding homes from the tornadoes. Tuscaloosa's still rebuilding homes from the tornadoes.
This one they're rebuilding for Flor Fuentes. She and her 4 kids are renting a trailer in Waco, but should be able to move back home in June.
They want to help, and that's great.
They tell me you may be back in here by June.
I hope so. It is in a long year, but it's a lot of help, and it's good.
And when this work is done, John's waiting for his marching orders.
God just told me to go do it. So, you know, my life got a lot easier when I quit arguing with him.
The long-term recovery people tell me that by the end of this year, everything that can be rebuilt will be rebuilt, which would make this a truly blessed Thanksgiving for the folks in West. David Scott, KXAN News.
And today, Governor Ray Perry's office announced $4.8 million in disaster assistance going to West, bringing the state total now given to $8 million. FEMA giving out $20 million. By the way, tomorrow night's memorial service will be at 7 o'clock at the West Fairgrounds.
Currently, West is talking about if and or when they will get a new fertilizer plant. If the state fire marshal has his way, it will be inherently safer. At a hearing to a House committee Monday, State Fire Marshal Chris Keneally called for new requirements and regulations. He wants the current nearly 45 facilities to be given 3 years to either install sprinklers or retrofit their buildings to mitigate the potential for explosions. Ammonium nitrate is not fully regulated by any federal agency.